In this presentation series, we will be learning about ways to understand visual art. I hope to provide ways of thinking that will enrich your art experiences, whether you are a beginner or someone with considerable proficiencies. We will be breaking it down into three interdependent themes: form, function, and content. With knowledge of these foundational themes, we can place artifacts, along with ourselves, in a context. This series finishes with art theories that will help you identify a variety of critical approaches to your understanding of art. Learning about all of these topics will help you identify your personal perspective within the art world and shed light on the variety of artifacts to experience throughout human civilization. I define art as an object or experience created by humans to communicate a message. This is an intentionally broad explanation and is designed to be inclusive. As our knowledge of the subject grows, we can begin to make distinctions about quality and realize how different critical approaches influence our perception and those of the art world. We will begin with form. Form is how an artifact is composed structurally according to its intended functional and expressive purposes, which affect its meaning and uses. Form primarily consists of design and medium. When thinking about design, there are two important processes to consider: the parts and the plan. Elements are the visual components that comprise an artifact. I like to think of them as puzzle pieces which work together to create an image. Terms such as line, texture, and shape describe an artwork's elemental form. Design principles are the compositional means by which artists arrange elements of artifacts for effective visual expression. To me, the principles act as a blueprint for how all of the parts are put together. Terms such as balance, contrast, and emphasis describe the composition of artifacts and influence the way we perceive them. Besides design, form is also majorly influenced by medium. Medium is the material of which an artifact is made. Medium may also refer to an art form such as painting, sculpture, or product design. Next, we will examine function. This term denotes an artifact's intended use. Art is created for a variety of reasons and can be identified in three broad categories. Fine, also referred to as high art. Fine art is considered by some to be superior to other forms of art, such as decorative art or functional crafts. An artifact could be said as created primarily for its aesthetic purposes, usually painting and sculpture preserved in art museums and private collections. Applied: any type of art done with a practical application, or the application of design and aesthetics to objects of function and everyday use. This definition includes industrial and commercial art, graphic design, fashion design, interior design, architecture, and even photography. Social: art intended to engage the public to create social value. This art often includes the public within the design and is anticipated to draw attention to social issues. Another topic related to function is technique, the way in which the medium is used to create a design. Technique allows us to examine the way in which the artifact is created for its intended function and the degree or skill required to achieve the specific results. The quality of technique is sometimes referred to as craftsmanship. Technique is very important to both form and function. Content refers to the representations, messages, ideas, and/or feelings expressed in a work of art. Primary factors concerning content are the literal or denotational meanings. These meanings can be expressed representationally, recognizable as figures, objects, or scenes in the known world, or non-representationally, wherein the elements themselves convey the concepts. Secondary content is the connotative or suggested or implied meaning. Connotative content can be created intentionally through choices the artist makes in their artifact, but it can also be created independently by a viewer of art. Connotations are constructed based on a viewer's previous experiences, the denotations within the work, as well as the form and function. An important point to remember is that content is not explicitly decided by the artist. By this I mean artifacts are perceived uniquely by each individual, and the artist's message may not always be clear. How we individually experience art depends greatly on our own previous experiences. Form, function, and content work interdependently in artifacts and provide information for description and interpretation. Experiencing art in context provides the viewer a window into the artifact, one that can make interpretations much richer. By thinking about when, where, and by whom the artifact is created, we, the public, can gain a deeper understanding of the work's significance. Artists are often influenced by their surroundings, and as viewers we should consider our own place in time and space. There are endless perspectives from which to experience art. However, most of these standpoints can be described through 5 art theories. Some individuals subscribe to only one theory, though it is beneficial to have an understanding of all of the theories to deepen your experiences with artifacts, because knowledge of theory expands our ability to think about art contextually. In summary, art is a complex, inspirational, stimulating, and educational facet of human civilization. This framework is intended to give you a contemporary perspective from which to find your own understanding of the art world and provide the tools necessary for living in a culture full of artifacts.